Welcome back here to beautiful Port Macquarie Regional Stadium. The rain has unfortunately not stayed away, but the action is red hot. James Preston and Carly Banks to bring you this one here. The men's Masters division with the West Magpies getting first use of the ball against Nelson Bay. So immediately they go on the attack here. And now it's Farhat. Drops it off. Jardim in at acting half. An early dive here. And they did just get him in time. So that was a very close run thing there, Carly Banks.
Yes. Australian men's 35s World Cup champion Elias Elchar going very, very close there to scoring the number 12, and he'll kick around and be a real good addition to this team. This will be a high-quality contest, James, in this division with two of the heavyweights of the competition, both Nelson Bay and West, wall to wall with some pretty talented players.
Quick hands here from Nelson Bay as they wrap around and try to head towards their subs box. Of course, that's what we call a subset here in touch footy if you're new to the game. It's when they're working directly towards that sideline to get the fresh players on, and they do exactly that here, Nelson Bay. However, not a great play the ball. He's also lost his footing. It could have gone either way, but probably the correct call overall, I would have to say.
Yep.
So rain coming down once more at Port Macquarie. It's been on and off all morning so far. We're just hoping for nothing too heavy. Got 3 days of action to come your way. This is, of course, day number 1. Dropped back on the inside here for Diazil. And now they'll play it just in that 7-metre mark. Quick hands. They've worked a little bit of numbers here. Great ball and getting it down nice and early. That's Farhat who goes in 1-0. The Magpies inside the first minute and a half.
Yeah, really good play from Jack Jardim there. Picked it up, found the link ball where it needed to be thrown. And, yeah, great start there for West. And, yeah, they're away to a 1-0 lead, and we've got some really good players out here for West. Some well accomplished. Jason Stanton, the number 5, one of the real legends, of Australian touch. And it's great to see Stano back playing. He'll be up in the commentary box, I believe, a little bit later in the tournament, James. So yeah, great to see Jason, one of the great minds of our sport, out there.
Well, I brought a kettle. I might have had to bring instead a hairdryer based on how wet it is out there. The rain has really come down now, so poor Stanton might have to.
There he is. He's got
have
the
a bit of an
intercept.
assist, but here he is. He's away now.
Stano,
here comes Jason Stanton, still getting away from them and really putting the foot down now. Stanton, can he go all the way? The chase comes late here from Goodwin, and Goodwin gets him just in time. So they've still got some legs, these old boys. The big dummy comes off. Stanton, stand up and applaud yourself, lad. Mark Riddell, hop into the stands and start cheering.
There we go. Shrek gets one. Look and go.
Oh, that's rough, Cully Bags. Come on.
Hey, we're good mates. Stano and I are very good friends. He'll love that one. That is fantastic. And that's the genius of the guy. He put himself in the right channel defensively as a link. Ran the length of the field, got cut down, got the ball back, and picked the right option and scored. So yeah, but I think he's gone now. I think he's cooked for the whole tournament.
Well, that was a fantastic little celebration on the sideline there for him. He was suggesting he was putting on the oxygen mask and sucking in the big one. So yeah, in fact, he's gone. He's gone down the tunnel. So Stanton's done for at least a little while here. Goodbye, Jason. Well done, mate. You've got the try. 3.5 gone here, and Nelson Bay already in a bit of trouble. And this time, jamming in to close things down. They've done a good job there from the link position, Magpies.
Yeah, what you'll see from Nelson Bay is they'll be very well structured. They'll get through their sets really well. They won't go away. They'll keep asking questions of this very experienced West team. So, yeah, just watch them go.
Last play here, popping a nice little ball back on the inside. But once more, defending very strongly out from the link and jamming in. Just trying to have a little look at who that was doing so. 2 great defensive plays in the one set, though.
Yeah, nice little play, though, little follow play from the Bay. These guys, even though it's 2-0, these guys, like I said, they're going to give a little bit of cheek here, James. They're not going to go away quietly, and I think we're going to have a really good contest here. So
it's Tony Eltachi, who's the man that's made 2 of those great touches in that link position. So good defensive set for him as Nelson Bay, having been gifted position.
Yeah, and Tash, the blackest cat, as he's known, is one of the greats of our game. Recently named in the New South Wales Jubilee Mixed Open, team. So he's got oodles and oodles of experience, and one of the real gentlemen of our game as well, James.
So up over halfway they come now with Disley. Dropped off here from Stanton, who's got sufficient oxygen back into the lungs, so he's back out there now.
Yeah, he'll control this set, Jace.
In fact, the only thing he will control, though, is a bit of a turnover here. So forward pass coming out of acting half there with Stanton involved. So Nelson Bay get a chance to launch a raid of their own. Good pressure stepping up, though, from Daisley as they head towards that subs area. Nice dummy. Picks up another 10 or so metres here. So good roll on about the set so far from Nelson Bay. They get fresh players onto the pitch as well. This is a good set from them. Turned it back on the inside now to Goodwin. Did a great job to run down Stanton a little earlier on. The dummy comes in there from Shine, but there is no opening for him. So changeover with about 5.5 gone so far in this one. So Magpies now looking to work it away from their own end. Stanton, slow, calculated. Just picking up the metres, waiting for the reinforcements to get onto the pitch. They do that now. Although I wasn't even looking on that occasion was Samia. They tried to link up with him and he just kept crabbing across field. Last play now for them. Drop behind here from Tawney, and Tawney has nowhere to go. So a good defensive set there from Nelson Bay.
Yeah, I think the Nelson Bay boys, they're looking quite, commentator's curse. I'm glad I didn't say it. That's like a pre-curse. They look fairly fit, and the boys from Nelson Bay, like that affiliate in the Hunter Hornets region, always trains extremely hard. So these guys will go the distance. They're very fit, and they're not going to go away. So West have probably got the class in terms of the experience and the brains, but I really feel like, Nelson Bay will go with them, physically. So it'll be an intriguing contest.
Oh, Stanton, a beautiful weaving run and links up with Jardim. That's a great piece of play, but they're going to call it back here.
Yeah, I love that call from the referee. She was having none of it. She felt like Stano thought they were offside, but she made a decision and she spoke very well to the players nice and early about who was onside and who wasn't. In the end, he threw the pass late and it was a penalty. Well done.
So Nelson Bay coming away with it. Big heavy touch there, and they'll get an extra set to play with. It was a little more than heavy. It was forceful contact.
Yeah, and as I said, the Nelson Bay boys look, pretty good on their feet, pretty fit. You don't want to be giving the piggyback penalties if you're West, because, I really feel like they'll make you pay if they get some decent field position.
They now have worked their way into decent field position, so what can they conjure up here? Shine drops it off. Stepping back off the right foot and then linking up with Shine once more. Rossi just trying to work an opening. Last play now, though, for Nelson Bay. 22.5 to play. So a long time to go, even though they find themselves down by 2.
Yeah, Stanton handled those 2 touches with aplomb there and put an end to it. Stano wants the penalty. Hands on the hips. Yep, nothing changes. Love it. Love the passion, James. It's what State Cup's all about.
Oh, we get plenty of characters in State Cup, don't you worry. Stanton is certainly putting his name forward as a character of the tournament so far. It's only been 2 games deep, but we've had the oxygen mask, we've had hands on hips and all sorts of things happening from Stanton, so certainly bringing a bit of flavour to proceedings as they come away here through Nader. Nader, great metres on display there. Didn't quite get a clean roll ball, though, as El Tachi tries to find a passage through the middle.
Oh, that's good footy. And, James, we said at Country Championships, when you watch the older divisions play, the Masters, they've been brought up playing 7-a-side touch. They've seen everything in the game, the ball skills, the smarts, the intelligent way of playing. It's all stuff to be appreciated. And, we talk about the power game that, the younger generation play now, but there's so much to learn when you watch these games and just seeing the way that they recycle the football and the way that they turn up for their mates defensively. It's a really good tradition that we can't lose in our game. So I love watching these games so much.
Oh, Doherty, lovely ball there across the face. That's exactly that kind of little nuance you're talking about, just being able to pick a pass. Unfortunately, didn't come off for them, but they'd open it up. And now, flat pass here at the line for El Tachi, who hops in at acting half once more. Nice little footwork there from Salam. Wider still they come. El Char now hopping in at acting half. They really slowed them down nicely there, though, Nelson Bay. This is the last play now. El Tachi short side. Yeah. The big dummy comes out, looking to link up with somebody, anybody. He can't score himself. They get there eventually, and I think they've got it down before a touch was made. Yes, try time for the Magpies. They go on the board again here with about 10 minutes into this match, so 20.5 remaining.
Yeah, and Tony El-Tashi showing his class. He's been doing it for over 30 years. The guy has, every skill in the book, and, he slices them from acting half. But what was great about that try from West was the cut lines that the link and the winger ran that enabled, Tony to be able to link up and, and find the support for a 3-0 lead for the West Magpies.
Certainly in cruise control at the moment are the Maggies, with 20 minutes to go here at Port Macquarie in Game 2 of Day 1 for the 2022 New South Wales Senior State Cup.
Yeah, I'd like to see these Nelson Bay boys get live. Like we said in the game with the 20s, don't run from acting half. Give them the ball off the return and have a go at the 7 players. So, no. That was never going to work there because he's picking up out of acting half. They're going short side. The West guys, are sticking to their defensive policies. They're not going to shut on a play like that. You need to try and get live. So hopefully, down in that Nelson Bay box, I can see Cal Mitchell, who's very, very experienced. He often does a lot of the coaching there. A New South Wales senior origin player taking control in there. So hopefully he'll be saying to the boys, get a bit more live so we've got more of an opportunity and open up our options down on the scoreline.
Samia hopping in and acting half now. Samia having a crack at them. Can't quite get away. A good touch there in the end from Shine. He's been heavily involved both sides of the ball, Shine.
Yeah, he's been Nelson Bay's best at the moment, both defensively, and in attack. But let's see what they can do off the back of this set, because they're getting to the sub box quite easy. It's just this flow. It's this transitional touch from 3 to 4 that's killing them. So they have to work really hard.
Yeah, and once more, not 100% smooth there. So behind the ball, you really need that momentum as the players are coming onto the field. And they haven't quite managed to nail that so far. And in fact, it goes from bad to worse there for Nelson Bay. So it's just not clicking at the moment for them. So they'll work it away here through Samia, who heads towards the sideline now to get fresh players on the field. It's a much smoother transition here from the Magpies as they pick up easy meters with Jardim.
Yeah, they look really, really controlled here, West. They're, just getting the right people on at the right time, running out, looks really, really smooth.
Stanton plays it inside the 7. Oh, beautiful floating ball over the top. That'll bring up try number 4. Or have they called it forward? Yes. No?
No, it's a try.
There's a litany of calls out there with the arms from our referees, but try is confirmed. So about 18 minutes to play, and it is 4 tries to 0, but a great piece of deception with a floating pass over the top.
Yeah, Faha to Elias Elchar. They would have done that 1,000 times during their careers over the years, for the West Magpies. So a lot of these guys have been with West, they're day oneers, and it's really nice when you see people come through, their club ranks and, stick with their club the whole way. And they're a great club, the West Magpies, one of the clubs that, New South Wales Touch can really sort of hang their hat on in terms of all the loyalty and like sticking with your, with your club. And we love that about the New South Wales State Cup. People just keep coming back year after year.
A great example, as you mentioned, of course, Rachel Jeffs still playing with Newcastle despite appearing with the Hills Hornets in the Vorden Cup throughout the season. So there's plenty of stories like that as Nelson Bay once more go on the attack here with Doherty. Doherty, nice long ball, but well tracked in defence there from Asoni.
Yeah, really nice play there from Doherty on the last, just chancing his arm a little bit and with pass. So, yeah, something a bit different from the Nelson Bay guys.
El-Tachi, long ball out to Stanton, who had a bit of room to move in, decided against it, doesn't want to bring on the oxygen mask again. About 10 metres shy of halfway as El-Char comes up towards the halfway line. Quick play now. Stanton in at acting half now. El-Tachi. Quick hands here from the Magpies as Jardim gets back out there. He's probably the quickest of the bunch for the Magpies. Last play now. Stanton and El-Tachi, the two architects, but this time they can't construct anything of promise. And Nelson Bay come away with the ball, and now easy meters as well for them. That's much better stuff here from Nelson Bay. If they can get the transition right, this will be a good set. Yeah,
that's their strength. It's their fitness and their athleticism, and they have to really make that work for them because that's what they've got. They're up against the brains, of this West Magpies outfit, so they have to go to their athleticism.
A much better set so far as Goodwin backtracks out to that 7 metre mark, but there's nothing really brewing here on the last. They'll try and work a little overlap here. They've done a great job of it. Oh, and then just trying to scoot away. Now they're claiming the touch there from Salam, and I think he has done enough to secure that changeover. Yes, he has. So really well tracked from the middle there, Salam.
Yeah, what a great effort. Never gave up on that play and had to make the touch.
There's a bit of confusion here as well. Stanton is once more being rather eccentric with things. And they'll get a change over here, Nelson Bay. I think a bit of back chat actually coming from Stanton.
Righto. All right.
He's still going. He's got to be careful here. Sign language still counts as back chat, at least in my world. So it'll be West that plays it. Now if it comes here for Rossi. Rossi slowing things down. The touch comes in from Jardim. Goodwin. Rossi, all sorts of footwork there. Back to Goodwin, who does well to secure a low pass. Halfway through this match, just under 15 minutes to go. Goodwin diving from distance. So Salam again, who came in for the touch. Now firing a pass from right to left. West slows it down. Oh, West, a real mix-up there. They knew what they wanted to do. They just couldn't quite organise it, though.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really loving the chat from the referees in terms of indicating quite clearly what's going on, and that's the thing about when you referee these Masters divisions. These guys have played a lot of touch, so they're never wrong and they know everything about the game. So when you're a young referee, to be able to have that type of control, it's a really, really good sign.
Well, here they go now. Long ball over the top. Oh, just in between Wink. Oh, it's Wink and Link. Link and Wing, should I say. I've created a new position out here on the touch football field.
You have. I'm intrigued by that, James. Have another cup of tea, mate.
Well, I think Stanton actually was probably one that would be very much looking to get involved in that position. He's already done the hand gestures. Why not a wink as well? Towards the sideline they come now for Nelson Bay.
I think he might have a whistle attached to his jersey as well. He might want to referee the game as well. Good on you, Stano.
Well, forget Jason Smith. Cameron Smith. It's Jason Stanton. Now 13 and a half to go here for Nelson Bay. About 10 away. They drop it off. Still no touch here. A couple of fake touches. They've worked it beautifully. Now that is well and truly gamesmanship, but they've called it back.
Oh, let the boys play, sir. That would have been a sensational try. I love that.
It's very sneaky play there from Cal Mitchell.
Well, the player was dropping out of the 7, and he's rightly gone back for the penalty. But I would have played on because I thought that was a try.
Well, certainly no touch was made. That was legitimate. So there might have been dudded one there. Touch coming in though on this occasion from Nader.
Now the Nelson Bay boys have failed to play out their set of 6 on these repeat sets. That's a couple of quickies to compress the defence. That's good. Let's see if they can be a bit more expansive in the back end. Yep. They're looking good. What a good strike from the link. That was fantastically read.
Yeah, Daisley coming in and shutting things down. Now it comes away to Brown. Last play here for Nelson Bay. They really haven't worked much, though. It's an absolute mess of a last play, in all honesty.
Yeah, no, they need to be moving the West defenders around a little bit. So they're probably right in having a couple of quickies early on, but then they need to move the ball and they need to create a little bit of momentum in their plays so that, they're asking the West guys a few more questions defensively.
So marching forward and up over halfway now is Daisley. Long ball, linking up here with El Char. He gets it about 10 metres into enemy territory. Stanton back out there. Can he conjure up something? Jardim. Quick hands here to El Char. Did really well to hold on to it, El Char. There was plenty of pressure, but Nelson Bay do enough to earn the change over here, and there is still time if they're good enough. They trail by 4, but there's about 12 minutes remaining in this one. So Nelson Bay need to be very efficient in this set, and you're right, they do need to be next to score. That's better stuff. Quick hands. They keep the numbers going. However, once more, just on that roll ball, losing all momentum.
And it seems to happen quite consistently for the Nelson Bay Neptunes in this very first game. It's that transitional touch from 3. There's some confusion over who should go to acting half, so they probably need to just get their communication right there.
Much better last 2 plays, though, and a long ball coming up over the top. Left behind there from a Sony, who, if he reeled it in, he was off for the money.
Yeah, let's see how they use this set. Really, really important. That they get on the board, and they get on the board very quickly. So they'll go back to this setup. They're a long way out, and there's no momentum. They have to be running, James.
So Benny Mack drops it off, and now Sproul. Sproul with the dummy. Touch came in from Jardim, so back to the 7-metre mark he goes. Doherty slowing it down here, asking the defence to come out and meet him. Looking for that strike dump. They've tried to work a short side Ray, but there's not enough numbers there. Flung it over the top, and if they got the little bat on there from West, it was potentially on out wide there for McGann.
But what I'm loving from West Elias Elchar got out past the 8 metres to make sure his team wasn't under any pressure when the strike dump came. So fantastic work from the West middle. They're really, really getting out and sort of really snuffing out any chance the Neptunes have of getting a strike dump on that 7 metre.
So Stanton, once more, causing a few headaches here for Nelson Bay, just with his smart play and turning them inside and out.
Yeah, he'll just move the pieces around the chessboard, which he's done over a lifetime in the game.
Here he is now in an acting half. Stanton, oh, nearly opened them up, and they had to make a play there. So good defence from Doherty to bat that one down. Otherwise, it was a 5th try in the making there for West Magpies. The rain intensifies once more here at Port Macquarie. Salem offers it off here to Stanton. Are you getting a bit cold, Cutley Banks? You're jinking back and forth. It is chilly with all the wet weather.
It is a little bit.
So touch comes in from Nelson Bay. Here is Stanton once more. The architect, scheming, plotting as always. Gets the touch now. Jardam hops in at acting half. The quick ball back to Stanton. Oh, beautiful pass here from Stanton. Flat, floating, and exactly on the mark. They go in for try number 6, the Magpies.
Yeah, he's looking for his little trademark 2-step that he actually invented, and throws the long ball, and he's just talking now. Look at that. That's the class of him. He's just talking to the defender about what happened down there in the set before. So not that try. He's talking about, the repeat set and sort of what the link needed to do on the play before. So that's the class of Jason Stanton, and he is, like I said, one of the real great minds of our game. Anytime you get a chance to sit down and have a chat with Jason Stanton, you learn things, and it's really exciting to see him back. He's been away from the sport for a little bit, but he's back now, and it's awesome to see him out there, James.
Oh, here we go. They're off again here. This is El Tachi this time. El Tachi, has he got the pace? Here they come. There's plenty on display there, though, from Jonathan Rossi, who showed a clean pair of heels to make up significant ground. He batted it down, probably had to as well. He saved a try there.
Yeah, what a great effort for Rossi, getting himself involved and really saving the day there for the Neptunes.
So Nader comes forward, but is caught. El Tachi, not quite the legs that Stanton or Rossi has, unfortunately. He was mowed down pretty quickly, but here he is again, El Tachi. Great ball out the back. Oh, you don't need leg speed when you can work it like that. That is just beautifully done, and it results in a try for Peter Leisha.
Yeah, nice little set play out the back. Fantastic work from the West Magpies, and exactly what we've been saying, James. Young players, sit down, watch these games, do yourself a favour, and learn how to actually dissect a team with some great ball playing. Fantastic work from the West Magpies.
One thing you hear with a lot of stand-up comedians is there's a comedian's comedian, and when you talk about touch footy, well, there's a footballer's footballer, and that is ultimately the likes of Jason Stanton and also El Tachi. These two know a great deal about the game, and there's people that you can continue to go back to, and as you mentioned, Carly Banks, learn something from them every time you sit down with them. Yeah,
it's fantastic, and it's great for our game to be able to watch these guys apply their trade out here.
So 15 away, and then marching into that 7-metre mark by the end of that play. So it comes back here to Cal Mitchell. Mitchell fires it off now to Doherty. Gets the strike dump. Mitchell heading at the line. Oh, he's passed it directly into the hands of Elchar, who tries to get the quick roll on here.
Fantastic play from Elias Elchar. We've talked about, El Tachi and Stanton, but Elias Elchar has done all of the great work that you need as a middle. He's worked hard for his team. He's gone forward on every occasion, which he's doing again now. He's picked the right options in attack, and he's been resolute in defence.
Elchar drops it off for now. Daisley picks up good metres. Here is Elchar again. Farhat, who got the first try of the match. Elchar jinking. Oh, the big dummy comes out, and now he works it beautifully there for Farhat, who gets his second. And Elchar, that entire set was down to his brilliance.
Yeah, there we go. Both those guys combining again, they've grown up together playing for the West Magpies, and you can see the combination that they have. And, this West Magpies outfit is going to be very, very hard to roll in this division already on day one, James. They look very impressive.
There's still about 6 minutes to go, and they're up 7 tries to nil. So this one has really gotten away from Nelson Bay. And just about every set for the Magpies in the last 10 or 15 minutes has been perfect.
Yeah, and that'll please them no end. You know, like, you really want to get your campaign off to a good start and you just build and go forward from there. You expect to be a bit clunky in sort of places, but these guys have hit the ground running and, you know, I think the only thing that will sort of, you know, probably mess with their momentum is just, you know, if injuries get to them late in the count, which we're all sort of worried about all the time. But, yeah, good effort from the Bay. I think they've got
There's Tachi coming in, making the touch.
Yeah, made the touch, yep.
So he's had a couple of big plays in defence, the link for the Magpies. And this will be the last now for Nelson Bay. And they won't have a strike dump to work with. That's the big cause for concern for them. I'll try and work something out of nothing, but ultimately that is what comes to pass. So Jardim makes the touch, and changeover is in effect as Deha hops in at acting half. Now Jardim, quick hands. They work it away, and meters on offer here for Nader. They've gone away from that sub box, but that's not too bad at all for them. Jardim has got plenty of legs on him.
Great
He can
drive.
run. El Tachi back
He's
to Jardim.
another unsung hero. Look at the ball skill. Look at the passing. He's a class act as well. It's just wall to wall for the West Magpies.
He's got great acceleration, Jardim, and of course, if there's one thing you can't buy in football, what is it, Carly Banks?
Oh, it's the speed, mate.
It's the speed. So 4 minutes to go here, Nelson Bay, in a mountain of pain. The Magpies are in cruise control. They head towards their sub-box once more. Good meters on offer this occasion for Dave West. Fresh players on now, but once more, it's a little bit clunky with that transition. It's hampered their performance the entire match so far as Goodwin promotes the footy further here for Rossi. Rossi trying to get away from them. Floats it back over the top for Goodwin.
Yeah, they really need to get this dump on the 7 metres, which they have got.
However, Rossi's gone down in the act of it. Oh, great pass across the face, but I think they've done enough once more here, the Magpies. They are impossible to get around. A Sony with the top.
Yeah, what a good piece of defensive play from Simon Asoni. He saved that one for the West Magpies, and the fact that we're late in the game and they're still turning up defensively for each other shows the intent of this West Magpies machine.
Well, they want a shutout here. A clean sheet would look very nice at the end of the day's play. Stanton with the world's slowest pickup you've ever seen.
He's just letting the referees know he wasn't happy with that.
He's a man that plays by his own accord constantly.
Yep.
As Samia comes here, fires a long ball. It's now going to be a one-on-one occasion here. Oh, and he's nearly worked something out of nothing there, Leisha. He's already gone in for a try.
It reminded me of, like, in the hallway this morning with my nephew Cooper with a one-on-one, and I'm telling you, he had me. It was all over it. But that's what it was like. It was that backyard one-on-one against your mate. I love that.
And I've seen you move. You can still do it, Carly Banks.
Yeah, well, it shows you how good Coops is. He's raring to go. He's got his Duelo kit all lined up to support the boys later in the day. So, yeah, if they do anything wrong, I'm sure the little bloke will be onto him.
I'm going to use that as a soundbite moving forward. It shows you how good Coops is. Can you get the tickets off yourself, please? Here's El Char. Now off it comes to Salem.
We are lucky there's not a strong wind up in this commentary box, right?
Oh, my goodness. Stanton waits at first receiver. I'm not even going to acknowledge that one.
Mate, I've got to give myself a rap. You'll never give me one.
Oh, come off it. I love you very much. Salem now finds El Char inside the 7-metre mark. They roll it back here for Daisley. Salem. Last play now. El Char at pace, works it beautifully. Stanton, go inside. You don't need the oxygen mask this time. It's another try on the board here for West. 8-0. It's a thrashing.
Yeah, Elias again, the architect for Stanton this time, and puts the keg on legs over for another try.
The keg on legs and Shrek. What has this man done to you?
A lot.
Well, I don't think he'll be calling you Fiona anytime soon. He's got no love for you at the moment with all the comments.
He loves me. He owes me.
Oh, he owes you. Interesting. The plot thickens. Are you two in some sort of mafia deal, are you?
No.
Up over halfway they come now. Nelson Bay still looking to get on the board for the first time. Nader comes up and makes the touch. He wasn't happy either. There was a bit of a fend, and there's a bit of mouthing off too off the back of that one there from Robert Ralph. So, weren't particularly happy. In fact, it's Benny Mack who it was. Apologies to Robert. Back towards the middle of the field now. Finally, they get a strike dump. Perhaps the first they've worked of the match so far. 40 seconds of the clock as they straighten here with Shine. trying to work something. It's a very long pass. They've attempted good hands on display there from Stewart, but jamming in to close things down was Daha. And this is the last play now. They've done a great job once again. Salem comes in with 30 seconds on the clock. The clean sheet looks very likely for the Magpies.
Yeah, really well controlled, and the energy there in defence from the Magpies, even late in the game, is quite impressive there, James. And yeah, they're one of the real heavyweights of this division.
So into enemy territory they come, and inside the final 10 seconds, Daisley with a very, very interesting drive there. Jardim, bringing out all the tricks. Stanton with a little flat pass at the death. Well, they waited for the final 5 seconds before we saw something quite spectacular. But still, it's been a very impressive performance here from the West Magpies in the men's Masters over 40s division. 8 tries to 0, a big first result for them. And after this, we move to the mixed Open A's division. Walls End Wolves taking on the Beresfield Bandits. Cuddly Banks is going to have a little break, but I'll be back with you in about 5 minutes' time with all the action here on Bar TV and New South Wales Touch Football.